home building is an overwhelmingly male-dominated business, from the framers on the job site right up to the C-suite. But one CEO is breaking the mold, and not just for herself, but for one of the nation's largest publicly traded home builders. Diana Olick is in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Arizona-based Taylor Morrison Homes is the nation's 7th largest publicly traded home builder by revenue. And its CEO, Sheryl Palmer, is the first and only one of her kind in those ranks, a female CEO.
I'm not certain that this was an intentional path for me, but it's one that's felt right for, obviously, I've been in this industry for 20 years. I'm colorblind, I'm gender blind, so they might notice that I'm the single female at the table, but for me, this is just what I do. And, you know, all the old jokes about there's no line to the ladies' restroom, those are all true. But it doesn't change me. I've always said in business, the day I have to change who I am is probably the day I'll stop.
Palmer started in home building first at Pulte Homes, then Taylor Morrison. She took the company public in 2012. You're at the table with the other publicly traded CEOs. Have you ever felt minimized? And if so, how?
For sure. Early days, I think if I were to share a view, I almost think it kind of glassed over. I just had to continue, and I knew that my positions, my views on the business were right. I would say the group of CEOs had to get to know me, and now I think, you know, it's an equal playing field, but it took time. Okay, thanks.
And over time, nearly a dozen years as CEO, Palmer built both her reputation as well as an uncharacteristically female staff given the business.
Do you promote women more as a leader of this company, or do they just come to you because of what the company is?
So I think we promote certain skills that are required, and we have a culture that I think attracts certain types of people around personal development and, you know, the passion and the higher purpose of what we as a company stand for. We actually don't have any affinity programs for females. Now, what I would hear from my people services department is that having me in this seat does attract other women. I think it gives hope. Nearly 50% of our managers, that first level management, is female. I think it's about 49.2%.
And that's incredibly rare.
That's incredibly rare.
But given the product, houses, Palmer sees it as just plain common sense.
I will tell you, I think it makes us a better company, because to get that diversity of thinking at our table, on a corporate level, at the division table, it's really critical. Think about who the buyers are today out buying houses, and to miss the opportunity to have the female thoughts and, you know, kind of lens and voice would be shameful.
Taylor Morrison's board is also female heavy, but even with that achievement, she admits to a glaring problem, one she calls a tragedy.
Women just don't tend to be there for other women. And I don't know if that's a result of there's so few slots at the top that people feel like they have to compete. I'm very hopeful that as the industry develops and as we see more women in the space, that women take the opportunity to embrace the need and help other women as compared to push them down.
For Nightly Business Report, I'm Diana Olick in Scottsdale, Arizona.